are going to enjoy these messages today. Okay. What we're going to be looking at is obviously October, and I'm going to be working with my tarot cards here. These are the Heaven and Earth deck. Okay, these are some of my favorite cards here. We have a particular deck, a particular reading that we're going to do today, which is a horoscope reading. Okay, so each section has different areas, of course, in it that we're going to be focused on for October. My Nostradamus readings and Lenormand and things are also coming up pretty soon too. So we will have all of that ready to go for all of these readings. Now, I hope that you enjoyed the Gong Hee Fot Choi. It looks like we're going to have a pretty easy, in some respects, month, right? And I hope that this is finding you happy and well, wherever you are. And if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much. And for those who are always here, I really appreciate all of you, absolute all of you. There are going to be some major shifts, and I will talk about those as we are moving forward. And also when I am talking about, sorry, just one second. When we are talking about worldwide events, I want you to remember that sometimes when we see those things come up, that it's also a lot of things go on behind the scenes, right? We don't always see what we think we're going to see as we're moving ahead. But believe me, things are happening. You already know this to be true because you're feeling it in your energy vibration, right? Okay, so I've given myself a little bit of room here because this is a 12 card reading. I won't lay it all out all at once so that we can take a good look at things, okay? Before I begin, it's become quite overcast in my room, and the way things are now, we're probably going to get a little bit of a shine on everything, so I'm just going to turn the light on. Okay. Oops. October 2022, here we are. I know you already know this already, but by the end of the month, by the end of the month, my own Divine Tarot will begin. Whether you are already familiar with the tarot, I'm sure I can teach you some stuff. The way that I'm going to teach you is going to be a little bit different. That's how I am, so let's go. With this horoscope spread, the first house is all beginnings. Personality, your potential, okay? Your outward appearance, how other people see things. I'm going to get nice and low here. So these are things that are beginning, and this is also going to represent your own personality. Okay. I will be using clarified flying cards as needed. Okay, so here we go. First house. This is what's beginning for all of us. October 2022. There we go. That's the card I want. Look what's beginning for us. Okay. The High Priestess is an extremely interesting card. We know that the High Priestess has a lot to do with our intuition. It also has a lot to do with very, very, very strong spiritual aspects. Okay. There's a sacred text here with her. So she's actually on her lap. She actually has the book of tarot on her lap. And Also, this particular book has the symbols around it. You can just see them, of different planets. Okay. So this means that she's connected into this wisdom. She's in tune with the seasons, right? And it suggests that she's also in tune with the energies of all planets as well, right? That's how it's working. She doesn't need the information from anything to tell her what to do. So, for example, some people have said to me, this is not the reading from the tarot book. And I say to that, I don't need the tarot book to give me the answers that I'm seeking with tarot. I already know what the book will tell me. I've done this for many, many years, right? But I don't want to use anything other than my intuition. And when I do that and trust in that, it is always very, very true for me. Okay? This is what the High Priestess stands for, is knowledge that is already within. Sacred knowledge, sacred information. The truth about the old ways of things. The truth of Masonic orders, etc. She guides herself and others through intuition, right? But she's still quite a novice at things. In other words, there's so much more to learn. She hasn't reached the Empress stage yet. Okay. There's camel in this area. So there's a camel here. A camel really does represent. This is really interesting, isn't it, as we're looking at this card. So the Gimel, which is the Hebrew letter here on the card, which I want to find. Okay, so it's down here. You may not see it. Okay, means camel. Okay. It's also connected with the moon. Okay. It is also connected with wisdom. This is someone who communicates with divine wisdom. This is how people, as much as you may not want to see it for yourself, this is representing all beginnings. It's also representing your personality. So if you are somebody who wants to study spirituality in all of its forms, what you're actually going to find is that you know it from within. And when you know something from within, right? When you know something from within, you get goosebumps, you resonate with it, it feels warm. When you feel tight, when you feel unsure, when you feel nervous, when you feel cold, right? When you feel distant, these sorts of things, then you know your intuition is telling you that something may not be, or someone may not be right for you. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I tried to stop myself from sneezing. You are someone that people can rely on to keep a secret as well. So you need to listen to your intuition. You need to meditate. You need to trust the universe. Okay, you need to listen to your guides and your angels. You might be someone that needs to understand your visions as well. You really do. And that comes from not overthinking them either, right? No overthinking in this platform. Okay, I need to get my candle in view for you all. There we go. Right. Do not doubt your abilities. Okay, people are seeing you as someone who has a lot of abilities. What do you think that the white means? Now, traditionally white would mean virgin as well. Okay. The high priestess hasn't become the empress yet, so she hasn't become a mother. She hasn't had this. So a lot of ancient times, you know, in different societies, different orders, different priestesses, they would take them as young girls and, you know, keep them. So they would be untouched. And apparently, you know, if your energy is not interfered with by someone else's energy and cords and all those things, then the idea is that you could be more in tune, more holy, I guess you could say. All right. And the symbol for the triple goddess is at the top here as well. So it's amazing for your blessings are here as well. Don't get distracted by gossips. Don't get distracted off your path at all. Okay. So if you allow your emotions to get the better of you, the message is that you will be working against the power of the moon and the power of the high priestess, because you are using anger or your emotions to hurt or betray another person. You don't want that to happen. So what we have here in the first house is a beginning in how we are doing things in our spiritual practices. A new beginning. Our personality is very secretive. Our personality, you know, you can tell someone something, they're not going to tell anybody else. I have strict confidence rules in all of my practices, and all of my people know, hey, you can mention a story, you can't mention people's names. You can use things as an example. You don't give away a person's like complete truth, right? And people are seeing you as someone who has a lot of information to offer. Even if you don't see this, if you've ever been treated badly in your life, it is because others have seen what is absolutely powerful in you and they don't want you to see it. Okay, as sad as that is. So this is our first house. It is a major card, of course. So we are arriving at even more knowledge. Does it mean that secrets worldwide may be given to us or revealed to us? Absolutely. The second house has to do with money, our values, okay, our assets, material possessions, okay, how we feel about these things. So let's see what's going on with the world and finances. Please just take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to dive a little deep into each card. And this is the aspect that this card is speaking to me today, right? So that's how I work. So what are our values, finances, etc.? Okay, so we're looking at the Hangman. Again, this is the whole deck here. This is another major card. It has come up in the position of our resources. Now, doesn't that tell you something already? We are waiting for some of these things to come in. So we're going to have a little look at this card. One moment. Okay. So when we are dealing with the Hangman, okay, you have the, everything is upside down. So we'll do it this way for a moment. Okay, so this is the man that's hanging. You can see the Star of David on his chest. You can see the Ankh down here. You can see snakes down here. You can see all kinds of connections with the elements, right? But we have it, this is the right way up, okay? So the Hangman is a card of sacrifice in a sense, because this person could easily go without punishment and, stop punishing themselves as we do, okay? But they are punishing themselves, right? They're in this place of punishment. Now, the Hebrew word that is here is mem, and this is actually talking about water. So we find the Hebrew words are down the bottom here, like that, the Hebrew lettering. We find arrows and all kinds of things. This here is also symbol of Pisces as well as Neptune. Okay, so we have a few connections here with feelings, but this is about our connection with finances. Okay, what are we waiting? We're waiting here. So it talks about enlightenment and perspective, as I said, sacrifice and surrender. But it's like you have to stop struggling. You actually are where you need to be, right? And the energy here is something about us feeling like we are suspended in time. So with regards to our finances, many people are feeling like, well, I keep on getting these really amazing cards that are coming up, or I keep on getting the message that everything's going to be all right. But we keep on seeing things get crazier and crazier. Expenses piling up, etc. Now, what does that mean? Okay, I feel that we can't be in a place all the time with our expenses and finances and all these things where we are always waiting for something to happen, good or bad. We're always waiting for the shoe to drop. We're always waiting for the next manifestation. We're always waiting for something to screw us up. And I feel like the energy here is telling you that you need to practice speaking about the now. I am abundant right now. Not I will be, I'm going to be, it might happen, it might not. I am abundant in every way. I hereby block anything away from me that does not repeat the same thing to me. Now, regardless of what you see around us, worldwide and financially, stock markets crashing, things going out of control, that is all for a reason. Okay? And we can all hang in there. We can hang in there. And we are going to get past this. And as a world energy, we're going to be more focused on service, of claiming what we really want to have happen. So, if the dangers of this card are that if you start worrying, okay, then it festers. Okay, this person is sacrificing himself for no reason. And maybe you're the sort of person that you will give up your last penny, your last cent for somebody else. That has to also stop, because as a community, we will have to be in the future really just working together, instead of one person always doing all of the work and everybody else receiving. We're going to have to give and receive. This tells me that financially our wait is almost over, but you have to focus on being abundant now. Okay? Be abundant now. Choose happiness now. Choose to lift now. And this is the message for everybody. So the third house is about our thoughts, our psyche, communication. Writing, okay? This is about our mental activity here. Right, just a moment. All right, so this is for October, remember. Okay, third house, mental activity. Communication, what's coming in for us? Ooh. Okay, swiftness is the name of the Eight of Wands, and that's exactly what it's talking about as well. As we see the rods through the air, we see the end of these energies here budding, okay? So the Eight of Wands is focused on things beginning to speed up. Now this has to do with communication, written or spoken, things that we see, right? And how our mental health really is. So this works with Mercury, Sagittarius, okay? It works with fire, of course. So this is acting with bravery as well in our communication. Taking action, setting intention as well. Change is coming. This is an end to blockages with what you're saying, what you're writing, what's coming in, you see? So the Eight of Wands is actually, these wands are moving. It's in motion. Things are happening quickly. Everything is going to be very successful. And messages are coming in left, right, and center because this is our communication area. This is our mental capacity. We want things to happen now, right? We want things to take place. So the Eight of Wands tells us the time is right to take action in October. That action will be happening. And sometimes you feel like you need to step back from a situation. And sometimes you need to look for hints that things are about to occur as well. There's a feeling in the air. There's a sensation of turning the tides. The last month, September, was an overturning month. Okay, things were overturning. And they were. Starting to see things come to the surface. Things began to change. September gave us some physical evidence of those changes occurring as well. Okay, we saw the passing, well, we didn't see the passing of the Queen, but we were told that she passed. And this was a sort of a go light for other things around the globe to start to also show up, because the energy of the monarchy is just, ugh. It's going to come out, okay? There's going to be no choice but to all of these things to come out. Who's been really evil in this world? It will come out quickly. Our mind may not be able to grasp how quickly this all starts to gain momentum. This is the third house. This is due to communication. Communication is going to be swift and to the point, hitting the target or hitting your mark, okay, as well. Okay, you may also travel by airplane or overseas, or there may be messages coming in where someone is suddenly moving towards you. Okay, this can sometimes happen too. So the fourth house has to do with our actual home, right? What's happening in our home, our private life, our family. This can be the mother sort of a card as well. Mother, children, family, right? So what will happen in everybody's home life in a general, obviously you can get your own personal reading, okay? But we're going to have a look what will generally happen throughout the globe in people's homes, okay? In October 2022, home and family. Whoa, justice is coming in. Okay. How many times do we see the justice card in our readings? Right? The scales of balance here. Can you see this crown is not, it's away from her head. She is balanced between communication, truth, or she is communicating her truth. And here are some of the symbols at the bottom of this deck too. So she's very, very connected with us in our home and family. So what is going to take place in October 2022? Something is coming that is going to bring fairness, balance. We've been saying this for some time as well, right? The justice is a feminine kind of an energy. We want to know, well, we've got Libra and Venus here, which makes sense. We are in Libra season, okay? Justice card is connected with Libra. It is, it's kind of like halfway through the major arcana as well. If you think about it, it's number 11 out of 22, halfway through the journey. So maintaining balance while the world continues to move around. So there's a personal truth, okay, and justice being held at a higher level as well. And that justice being seen by us in our homes. How's that? So, again, fairness. Justice needs to be blind and not able to see who's standing in front of her, because you become biased, right? You don't, if you see, for me, I can read people really, really well. So especially when someone is a criminal or a liar or a cheat or whatever, right? You see their face and you can just tell. And that comes from phrenology, physiognomy. It comes from the study of faces and body language and all of this sort of stuff, which I learned later on in my life. And it's actually part of semester 1, right? But if you were to look at someone, then you would form a judgment of them without even understanding that that's what you're doing. There would be a bias there, a judgment. So this may be someone, there's something that comes in your favor, there's something that we take responsibility for, there's something that is doing the right thing, that is coming into our life. But is there going to be justice in our society? Because this also talks about this as well. So, it's pretty interesting what sort of goes on here. The transformation of this is that justice is blind. Again, she doesn't know who stands in front of her, and she can't be swayed to their cause. So whatever happens, okay, someone is going to give you a fair shot because they're not judging your outward appearance, okay, or that's not going to come into play. And it's going to feel really good as well. It's going to feel good when The people who have done wrong finally get their just desserts. Now this is coming into our homes. Justice is coming into our homes. In other words, we may see things on our TV or whatever that we will finally be able to see fair justice, some new sort of court order, or something that is completely different to what we thought it was. Justice is fair, remember? And this person does not hold any team in favor. Whoever this person is not someone that's on one side or another. They are just judging the situation. Okay? It's really important. Okay. So something that needs balancing also in our own personal lives. Are we doing our best to stay balanced and in focus? Are we judging someone else by looks alone? What is really going on behind the scenes? And these are questions to kind of ask yourself as well. The fifth house that we're doing next has to do with our creativity, love life in some ways, children in others. Okay, and entertainment, art, creative energy. Fifth house of creative energy. October 2022. Here it is, Princess of Pentacles. So this is talking about creative energy straight away, but it's princess, so this is a younger vibration here. Okay, emotional stability, forward movement, she's looking ahead. But what is this Princess of Pentacles, Princess of Coins bringing to us, right? What is she bringing to us? So this is basically the Page of Pentacles. Some people call them Knave. And then you have the Knight, which is the next one. So this is youth. This is someone who's an apprentice. And this has to do with creativity, emotions, romance, children, right? And this would suggest a childlike energy in your life as well. Something that's getting your attention. You're starting to notice the details of your surroundings, perhaps. You're learning for the future. You're focusing on what matters. So this is a slow, taking your time, observing things kind of an energy here. The energy of the Princess of Pentacles asks us to look at these smaller details. And this has to do, remember, in the fifth house, with our emotions, our romance, our creative pursuits. We're looking at the smaller details. We're looking at the kids and we're looking at finer details. We're looking at our romantic life and we're just really being appreciative of the little things. And that's basically what this is saying here. Entertainment-wise, we may see a vibration of, truth coming forth as well, or children speaking out a little bit more. I actually have a spider on my wall next to me, but I'm going to leave her alone. Okay. So this is an earth sign, of course. There's crystals here, there's trees here. Looking out over the pentacle, so she's in this energy of nature. And this is probably where you're going to be the most creative and also become much more grounded and connected. You're learning about things now for the future. You're preparing. Okay, this is going to be different. And also I get this feeling that people are coming out of the woods, literally, and into the light to be helped, and justice is right there. Okay, the 6th house has to do with our health, right? Work, our service, work employees kind of thing as well, and our health. So this is worldwide. Now I don't know if you remember, but in my Lenormand for last month, September, I did say that when we were doing the Lenormand, it came up with another infectious disease, right? That they were going to try to, perhaps in the future, lock us down again. In Australia, I just heard a couple of days ago that they are talking about a new strain of C19 or something like, and they were announcing it and trying to make everybody afraid, and it didn't really work. It's kind of died off. So they did try. Okay, so these readings are, you have to be focused on things that are sometimes not completely in the mainstream or not completely seen by us, but you're going to have to know that things are happening. Now, this is our health, work, hygiene, employees, and service. Let's take a look. This is worldwide. What's happening health-wise or service-wise? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. So, this is also an energy of commanding. As you can see, look at the full moon here. You can see the power here. You can see the air element of the Queen of Swords, where they communicate what they want to say. Okay, now this is coming in with health. Does this mean that there may be announcements? Okay, there may be a way of communicating at work that is also going to be different, because remember, this is exactly what that's about. It is about health and service and employees as well. Now, this is someone who can be quite critical at times. They really, the Queen of Swords, we've all been this energy before, where we've cut right to the chase. And we've told someone or whatever exactly how we feel. We've been hot, on fire, like the actual temper is raised, right? They cut through the illusion here. Health, we're going to cut through it. Okay? Employees, we're going to just stop all of that crap. If you're working for yourself, you're not going to be such an easy target to reach, right? So the Queen of Swords is perfect at judging a situation. She's very smart. She does not want anyone to lie to her. She's going to be able to see right through it. Usually with the Queen of Swords, she is someone who can be divorced, okay, and on her own, right? So I had a friend years and years ago. She's still my friend. I didn't have her. She's still my friend. We don't talk as often, but I used to always be hanging out with her, okay? And she was a Queen of Swords astrologically because she's a Gemini, right? There was many things about her that was telling me, this person you just got to watch, okay? Now, I remember this much about her. This is always reminds me of the Queen of Swords, which is why I'm going to mention it. Here comes the spider towards us. Oh my God. Don't get on my desk, okay? That's all I'm saying. Spider, you're going to have to find another spot. Thank you. Come on now. She always wanted to be in a relationship, okay? She'd had a bad relationship, which is actually how I met her. Her partner then and my older two sons' dad were friends. They knew each other for years. And both of them were violent and jerks, right? So This girl was with him for years and years, and they had 6 children between them. Now, when she finally left this person, finally got away, she was really, really wanting to have, like she was talking about it a lot, wanting to have the right partner come into her life. Okay, so that's one aspect of it, having the right partner. But no one was ever going to be good enough either, right? There was this energy of, even if some man came into her life, that she was going to find a fault and really quickly say, no, that's it, out. And while that was, in a sense really tough, these poor guys are just put in the same category as the last guy. And if they showed some sort of similar behavior, there was no mercy. Okay, they're out. That's it. And I used to think to myself, I never said this to her really, but I used to think to myself, well, you don't want a guy anyway, because they're always going to do something to annoy you, and they're gone. You don't really want a man. You like the idea of, having the right person, but you don't believe that the right person even exists, because there's bitterness from the past that wasn't healed. Again, can't say any of that to her now, because she'll think I'm cuckoo, right? But that's actually how she thought. So when I see the Queen of Swords, I see her as someone who can take an example from the past and continue to use it into the future. And it seems cold and it seems aloof, and it's not everybody's way of doing things. But she feels justified in what she's saying. Okay? And this is to do with health, work, employees, services. You've got to believe in what you're saying and make sure that you have those standards, which is basically what she felt she had. To me, it got a little bit too tough for anyone to get close. And you hadn't healed from the past, because if you had, then it would be a lot easier when you do meet someone. You're not putting him in the category of being a person that beats you up, or a person that's domestically violent, or a person that is going to cheat, or whatever. They're not automatically down a few pegs before they've even started, right? So the energy of this is to communicate clearly what your needs are. Do you have to cut anyone out of your life? Do you have to let go of an employee or, a work situation? How much do you actually speak your truth? And how much do you actually voice your own opinions? Okay? And this is what you're looking at. We're cutting through the bullshit. And this is coming into our health. Like, your health is very affected by how much you say and how much you don't. Right? Think about that for a moment. And that's what this card is asking you to do. Okay. See how that went? All right. So the 7th house is relationships, marriage, partnerships, long-term situations, contracts. Quite a lot of things in the 7th house. All right. This is interesting though, isn't it? I hope. Okay. Now you're going to learn a lot of these different ways of doing things with these cards, so that you can broaden your knowledge when you do the tarot. And do this because people, we don't want fortune tellers. We want people to truly tell us where things are unhealed and where things are actually good, and then what happens as a consequence, right? 7th house. Relationships on all levels, let's just say. Oh, King of Wands. Look at this. Relationships, and you got the King of Wands. You're gonna mess with the Lion? This is a fire sign, of course. This is connected with Leo. It's connected with strength. Okay. And out of the kings, so we have the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the King of Cups, the King of Coins. Out of the kings, this is the one that is most focused on business. This is the one that is quite a good friend to you. This is a good relationship material type of a person. This is who you want to see if you are beginning some kind of business, right? So for example, if someone approached me and they were a fire sign, I would know that they have a natural ability within them to be good at business, to be good at sales, to be good at marketing and things like that. So if this is coming up in relationships, it's also showing in partnerships, business partnerships, this is perfect. Contracts, this is perfect. This is who you want to come forward, right? This is a natural born leader. This can also work with Cancer or Leo signs as well. Fire, yes, fire. So authority, pursuing what you want as well. This is in our relationships, marriage, partnerships, and contracts. Trusting your intuition, of course. This is actually the partner of the Queen of Wands, right? In the tarot. The sun has 12 rays. The sun is connected with the sign of Leo. So is the 8th, the strength card, and the lions here, right? This is also about doing things in your own way. Standing up for what you believe in is like really important. Okay? So when this is coming at you with regards to partnerships and contracts and things like that, you need to really value yourself in this picture, but also trust that this person would not be coming into your life unless you were ready. Okay? Everyone wants to be in charge in one way or another, right? Some people say that they're just a follower or whatever, but inside of yourself, you want to be recognized for what you do. Because if you're not recognized, it really does tap into your worthiness issues. If people keep on treating you like crap when you're a really nice person, you start to think, well, must be there's something wrong with me. That is an unhealed trauma response, by the way. Instead of thinking that's their problem, I'm moving on. A lot of people say, oh, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? Why aren't people connecting? What's going on? So people take things personally a lot. And I know that because that's what I used to also do. It's part of being a fawn. When you have a fawn traumatic response, you will try to please everybody. And when you can't do that, you're going to be very, very upset with yourself that that can't happen, that it's not happening. And then you're going to try to do more and more and more and more to fix it instead of understanding that the cycle needs to break and that you need to recognize that when someone doesn't agree or when someone treats you badly, that's their own projection of their own traumatic bond, their own traumatic response of, well, I'm just going to reject you because you're going to reject me anyway. Unhealed trauma. Okay? So what do you need to stand up for yourself in regards to relationships, partnerships? There's a potential here for the right person coming into your life in every single way. Don't knock it off because you have a preconceived, right? The 8th house we're going to move into right now, which is talking about endings. It's talking about the external influences around us. 8th house. What's coming into our 8th house? October 2022. Well, that's good. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, look at this full moon, right? You want to notice the sun, the moon, okay, in fullness. Okay. So this is an earth sign, of course. It's connected with Capricorn. And it's the 8th house, and it's the 8 of Pentacles. And it can also talk about, in this 8th house area, it can talk about endings. So what is ending here? Okay, so Earth, the Sun, Mercury, and Virgo can talk about. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So this is perfecting craft and putting in the effort, right? And working really, really hard and feeling like you're getting nowhere sometimes as well. So you've developed a lot of skills here. Okay, now this is talking about something that's ending, something that's external as well. So you're putting in all of this hard work, but what's finishing is all of the exertion, right? We don't want to give up too soon on anything, but perhaps you're putting in far too much effort into something that's like flogging a dead horse, as they say. There may be something that you just can't stop doing because you think it's a really good thing and that people are eventually going to click onto it, right? But it's the wrong thing. For example, I always thought to myself that I'm just going to continue being, me and giving, and if someone needs me, I'm there. And that had to end because I started to feel frustrated with that, like being thought of as someone that you can just talk to, and that this person is going to just answer you and help you. So instead of buying anything or actually appreciating the services, you just use the person. And I had to put a stop to that and put up more boundaries. This could also be talking about that for you as well. You always giving and everyone's taking, and you're beginning to be annoyed that you're giving and someone is not grateful for that. That is the world we unfortunately have been living in. I thought to myself, well, people will be grateful for help because I know I would have been. But unfortunately, not everybody's like that. It was very unsettling to me and hurtful at the same time to think, oh, you're just using this energy here, you don't appreciate it, you're just going to go to me and go to 50 other people and see what you can get. I never understood that. So something has to end for you, and I think it's something to do with where you're putting your efforts right now, right? Why are you doing something over and over again? And instead, with dedication to yourself and action towards your own goals, you're going to get a lot further as well. So that has to end, all right? And also at the same time, something that you're practicing in the same way has to also be spiced up a little bit as well. So the 9th house is going on about higher education. It can talk about spirituality, travel as well. So education, spiritual education, okay, travel as well. Dreams, October 2022. Again, I want to point out this is a general read. I'm trusting that it's the right messages, but remember that you have your own, you can have your own reading anytime. Right. Okay. What's going on? This is taking a minute to shuffle these, so I'm not going to rush it. What does everyone need to hear? October 2022, the 9th house. Okay. Perfect work. Oh, perfected work. What a beautiful card. Okay. Perfected work. This is what you need to hear. This is about your spirituality, your dreams, long distance travel. You're getting it together here. This is awesome to see. So in this particular message, it does talk about what we are building. This is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands traditionally speaks about love, of course. So we have the energy of Venus here. We have the energy of fire. We have the energy of Jupiter and Aries. Okay, because these are wands. This is celebration. This is also support. Building strong foundations. Okay. Giving you stability. So your ninth house is about spirituality, dreams, long distance travel, your higher mind. This is about foundation as well. So we can experience achievements here. This is connected with others. It's connected sometimes with a big event like a marriage, graduating from university or high school or something, completing a course, getting a diploma, that sort of thing as well. And that you will feel like you have really achieved something amazing. Okay? So the energy here is focused around, you know, not letting people take the glory for your work as well. For some of you, there will be travel to the countryside, somewhere where there is not a city, more country, right? For some of you, your dreams are to build this solid foundation, a school, a house, something that you want, to build a perfect relationship. And this does talk about perfected work, getting it all together, right, as well. You need to look at the opportunities that are right in front of you when this comes up. We have the energy of the staves in the front here, or the wands right in the front, that are very, very solid, and again have this greenery coming off of them. So there's still more potentials here. You have this architecture that is stunning. You have an archway and a doorway. The door is shut and you need to get that open. When you open this doorway to opportunity, a lot more information is going to come that's going to lead you behind these walls to build the next part of your life, you see? What you want is coming in, but you must address yourself. And this is the message kind of getting through here. Addressing who you really are here. What you're actually capable of. And your dreams and goals for the future are going to come in. Okay? The 10th house is your public life, career or profession. Okay? What's coming in for your public life or your career? What is coming in for you? What are you being rewarded for, kind of thing? Wow. Okay, so the Fool energy has come up, which is the beginning. This is you. This is the representation of the journey of the Fool, or the journey of the person, right? We are called fools because until we understand the entire story of the tarot, how the Fool begins out on his journey full of, you know, hope for the future and ambitions and goals and dreams and things, but he hasn't learnt anything yet. So until the Fool, which is us, moves through the entire tarot, we are at the beginning of our journey. So we're at the beginning of our journey with our public life, in our career, and our profession, etc. Or there is an energy of someone who is in the public eye that is acting the fool. I mean, we can see that quite a few ways, right? So here we have the, there's a few symbols on this card. We have the Aleph, which is a Hebrew letter, which actually means ox, strength. It's a new journey. It is a beginning. It is innocence. It's freedom. It's pushing through the challenges here. There's an energy, because this is focused on career, professionalism, ambitions, and honors, that you're going to have to take it as one step at a time. That you're going to have to see yourself as the full. You don't know everything. And that's cool. You don't really want to. And then you can begin a brand new journey here. It is keeping an open mind. Like you're seeing something for the first time. You're not closed off to things either. The dove flies in the air. There's a wolf pup here. And these things are talking about messengers and messages coming in. So it's like all of your possessions you already have with you. As you can see here, he just has one of those little satchels that you would imagine Huckleberry Finn has, right? Well, I guess I do. And it's like a very, very youthful behavior. So if you're embarking on a new journey, what do you actually really need for yourself? You really only need yourself. Your ambitions are here in this card too. You've got to see things in a different way, and then more information will open up to you as well. It's a new start. It's new surroundings. It is a journey. Maybe your work is going to take you to a different location. Perhaps you're traveling a little bit in October, but maybe there's a little bit of fear still within you of the unknown. So for example, if someone said, okay, Becky, you know, you're getting some massive, huge award and you're going to have to go and speak in front of 100,000 people. I wouldn't care about speaking in front of 100,000 people, but I'd be a little nervous about the award. What kind of award is this? What's going on? I've just always done my own little thing here. I would be suspicious, to be honest with you. Like, what do they want me to sign? I don't want to sign anything. That's why, you know, Hay House and anyone that's written with Hay House and gotten in there with all these big companies, they've signed away things. They've been promised stuff in return. And they've sort of, what's the word? Sold out. I don't want to do that. No one is allowed to own me. Right? So, so there are things flowing through your energy here. You are about to embark on a new journey. And it's in the 10th house. It will have to do with the public. It will have to do with the job. It will have to do with the journey. But you've got everything that you need to succeed. So enjoy the beginning. That's basically what I'm getting from it. Okay? The 11th house is to do with friends, groups, and also a universe. The universe giving you, okay, the universe giving you a wish. So the wish is the strength card. Leo again. How many lions are we going to? All right, I'm still here. Hopefully, it's trying to disconnect me. It's just not going to happen. So the lion here is like with this lady, and she's just gently patting this lion like nobody's business, because she has understood the power of herself and her will and determination. So this is a wish. These are friends as well. And we have the strength card come up. So you're wishing for something to change in your life. You are wishing for strength to, is Tet. Okay. And Tet means serpent. Why do we have the serpent come in? Why have we got the snake come in this particular energy? Now, this is talking about harnessing your inner strength and trusting and embracing your unique talents. So we don't want to let fear or temptations block us. Okay, this is why this also comes up. We know how to handle things. We know that there can be challenges, but we will take them one step at a time. Okay. Now, the lion looks agitated. He does. He looks bothered by this whole thing. But it doesn't really want to look at the woman. He's looking more at, hey, what's this danger over here? He doesn't see this person as dangerous. So there's energy also here about being focused as well. Focused on what's the real threat. What is the real threat here? Is it something that you're not really seeing? Now, this is coming in with friends, associations and groups, and there's great strength in those things. This is a positive card. But it's also asking you to acknowledge that there may be things that you're not always seeing. There may be things that are also hidden under the surface, right? And it's time to forget about feeling weak and to remember your strengths. The wish that's coming from the universe is some kind of change in your being, some gift that's coming in that is going to enable you to push ahead, to be strong enough to do so. Maybe you're asking for confidence. Confidence comes from not worrying about what anybody else thinks. In fact, that nobody else really even exists except for you. Again, not selfishly, not superiority, but that you're important. And when you see that, you get all this confidence come in. It's like you finally break through. So there's strength and confidence here that are being given to you, but also making sure that you're aware that some things are not always as they seem. And that doesn't bother you because you're going to get through it no matter what's going on. But that you're a little aware now that there are things that have been hidden from view. And the beast sees another beast. So he's recognizing that snake as a problem. And that is giving you a hint to recognize and trust in your feelings if there's a problem. Okay? I want to leave that with you, that particular energy. Okay, but the 12th house is about secrets and hidden information. So what do we need to hear? What do we need to know? What is hidden from us right now? The 9 of coins. So what is hidden from you right now is how in the hell are you actually going to get material gain? How are you actually going to get this money coming in? This is hidden from us. We know it's coming in, right? It is coming in. How? It's karma. Something is owed to the world. A lot is owed to us. A lot of things have been kept from us on purpose so that we would have to struggle and push and strive and do and struggle and push. And it's another year and another year. And we're, trying to figure out birthday presents and Christmas stuff. And this one has this drum and this thing. So the world is structured to keep us pushing for the next thing and dangling the carrot even further away. Now, when this comes up as a secret, could also be that you are, in a sense, not seeing all of your own abilities or potentials. So the 9 of Pentacles really does show a lifestyle that many people desire, but at the same time, many people hate those who have that lifestyle. I always think it's not fair that someone has a lot of money but doesn't help anybody. I'm just like, that annoys me. But I've let that go in the sense where I have to realize that everyone is on their own journey. Okay? And I wouldn't want someone to think, if I suddenly had a lot of money or wealth or possessions, I wouldn't want someone to think, well, you know, she's just lucky and that's why that happens. Chances are most people who do have money or wealth, unless it's inherited in or you've won the lottery or something, have it because they've worked really hard for it. And even those who do inherit some things, you know, they work really hard to make it double, triple, you know, quadruple what it was when they got it. And I really admire that. I really admire that spirit. So what is kept secret from us is material gain and a sense of accomplishment. We want to reach these desired statuses in life. But you have to remember that you could be blocking yourself from attaining it. You need to do the work you were born to do. A lot of people ask me, Becky, what's my life purpose? Meaning, what's the thing that's going to make me the most money? Right? It's your happiness that is the thing that's going to make you the most money. If that's what you're looking for. Because if you got it any other way, it will go. Many people that I've worked with are wealthy but miserable. Okay? Now we think, God, why would you be miserable if you've got all this money, especially right now? Why would you be miserable? And that's because they never really fixed anything inside of themselves or needed to. And sometimes it comes to a point where you need to, you know, that there are things that are going on. So, if you don't have happiness, you will never have material gain that stays with you. Because your energy will become negative and you'll lose it in one way or another. So you have to move slowly. This is something that's coming out in the 12th house. These are secrets for us. These are hidden things, hidden limitations that we might have. Is we are limited by wealth, right? Because we want it, but we don't believe we can have it. Because we want it, but only lucky people have it. Because we want it, but we don't want people to think that we're a jerk because we got money. We want it, but we can't talk to anybody about it. You know, we want to be real secretive about it, you know. Or even, you know, if you have it, you can't talk about it. Because everyone's right there wanting some of it, you know. So we have to look at the 9 of Pentacles and say, I already have everything that I need. Anything else is absolutely going to be used to help humanity. I'm already happy, or I'm choosing happiness within myself now. Anyone else who has wealth, I'm actually happy for them. But it's really none of my business. This is my business. Where I'm going in this life. What I'm leaving behind me in this life. What is my legacy going to be? Because although it's super nice to be left, you know, as we've always been told throughout life, sometimes, you know, the only time people ever got money was through inheritance or something like that, right? But we've always been told that, you know, it is something that you're kind of like born with or born into. And so what that does to people is they believe that unless they're born into money, they're never going to have it. And it's a subconscious sort of a feeling. And in fact, you know, they want it, but they don't want people to hate on them because they hate on people that have it. So there's all these little habits that we have, and there's little things that we do that actually sabotage our progress. And it really all has to do with how do we see other people? How do we see our own position in life? How independent we are, right? Having it all, but not having happiness means you don't have it all. You're not wealthy, and you'll most likely have some other kind of problem that goes on. If you find your happiness, you need to hang on to that with both hands, and then with that happiness, you draw towards you like a magnet abundance in all forms, not just money. Abundance in all forms. A happy life is something that you choose when you wake up in the morning. You choose to be happy. Or you can wake up in the morning like I used to when I was young. I'd go, oh shit, today's the day. I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I probably didn't sleep all the night before because I knew what I had to deal with the next day, and I did deal with it. I didn't want to know about it, but I had to do it, and I begrudged having to do it, and it meant this and this and this, and interacting with this and this and this, and struggling for this and this and this. And what if someone calls on me, or I've got to speak about this or this or this, and what if I don't have any time to do this and this and this and this, and then I've got to do the garden, I've got to do the rubbish, I've got to do the house, I've got to do the cleaning, I've got to get the kids organized. They're going to want to go here, here and here after school, and then I'm going to be racing around all freaking day. My life sucks. And that's what I used to say to myself. Internally, I wouldn't say, oh God, okay, I need to put a status up on Facebook. This is ridiculous. Someone's going to feel sorry for me here. Because there wasn't one really when my kids were around, when they were little. Right? You had MySpace, and hardly anyone went on that I knew, and I didn't really even know how to use it. So you just internalized the whole thing, and your life sucked. And it's like all the jobs you have to do. Like I see some of my friends and they've got kids and they're like, oh, well, I just did the dishes and I've just done all the clothes and the washing. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, well, hello, that's called life. Like, but I know until I worked that out within myself, I used to complain that no one was doing it or helping me or even wanted to. Then you feel like a piece of crap, you feel like nobody loves you, and then you start feeling hurt. And then you get angry because you're feeling hurt, and then you're going to bite that. Whoever comes around the corner and looks at you is going to cop it. Stop looking at me like that. God, I just want to put this in the sink. Yeah, sink full of dishes that you haven't done. Jerk. You know what I mean? Right? So just leave more dishes. But just, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll do it. I used to say to my kids, I'm like, clean your room up. And like, it would take them all day, And I'd be like, don't worry about it. I'll just do it. Just get out of the house. And then I'd be like, I had to do your room. It's like, well, you sent me out of the house. Shut up. Don't talk back to me. Right? So when you're trying to work out in your life, the way that you are, like you don't mean any harm with all of this going on. You just feel sorry for yourself, basically, that it's all loaded on your shoulders. But basically you gave that to yourself as well, and then you're mad about that out on people. The words that you use, life becomes a lot more peaceful. And the only thing you have is other people's outside drama. So what we have for consciously, you want to have this material gain. I believe we all do. But are here. And you have to be honest with yourself about how you really feel. That even if the money came in, would you be afraid of losing it somehow? If the money came in, would you be afraid that everyone would suddenly become your best friend? If the money came in, just go and pay everything out right away. Or would you think anything at all and just accept it with gratitude? See? So look at these limitations that we may inadvertently give ourselves in October. But we're going to have to start really having the warrior spirit. And October is going to be about that. That's what I've decided. The lion, the warrior spirit. It's time to act. It's time to see what you do. Instead of being hard on yourself, just understand yourself with compassion and say, I've got someone that's coming to me and they're doing these things and they're repeating these things, and repeat to yourself what things you actually do, but pretend it's someone else. And say, what advice do I have for that person that's coming to me? Self-hate, guilt, stress. What am I going to say to them? And be your own counselor here. Give yourself the compassion you feel others are deserving of. And life begins to change. Really, it does. It'll be seen on your face. You will stay younger. Your skin will appreciate you. Your organs will start working well. If you need to work out or whatever, you'll find the perfect routine. You know, you won't be bashing your body into all of this stuff and overthinking it, overthinking your weight, overthinking your looks. You know what I mean? Like the overthinking thing can take over. Suddenly you're comparing yourself to somebody else and it's like a whole big storm come through and, you know, you may lash out at the wrong people as well. So we have some things to think about in October. And I'm just going to get an overall card to finish off. And I hope you've enjoyed these. Again, everything's just on the spot with me. But what is the overall message for everyone listening? The Knight of Pentacles. It's coming in. I don't know how many times we've got to be shown. The deer is there as well. Or the stag is there with wings. I'm just studying this for a moment. There's protection symbols. We need to understand that protection is going to come forward. We're going to understand it. We're going to understand who's who, right? The Knight of Pentacles is here. Someone arriving, a messenger. You could also get a message about money. I mean, the money's the thing for everybody right now, right? And I'm telling you now, I do readings every single day for everybody. Just these real quick ones. And I'm really trying to quickly get my thoughts out, you know, but they're all talking about abundance, changes, shifts, you know, protection here. So it's also talking about looking before you leap, having this security around you, slowing things down, slow and stable, helps us get through each thing, right? You don't have to be perfect at it. You just have to be continually working at it, right? Moving forward. Being determined. So this is the energy here of, you know, strong motivation. Taking caution before you jump into something. Understanding your accomplishments and giving credit to yourself, especially if you don't feel anyone's giving you any credit either. And believing in yourself. The energy of the stag also talks about masculine energy, looking after you, your ancestors. For many of you, your father, your brother, an uncle, you know, someone connected with you, watching you, even if you don't see it. But I feel with the Knight of Pentacles that there's a responsibility here to do the right thing. And that's what you're pushing your energy towards. Very calm. You see the horse is extremely calm in this particular night. And took his time to get there. And that meant that he arrived safely and at just the right time. Right? So focus on your beliefs. Focus on your forward movement. See yourself as beginning a new pathway. See October as a new beginning because it is a 10, which is a 1. So it's a brand new start again in October. What things are coming through October? We've got different moons and things that we're going to be focusing on. And I'm going to do Lenormand and Nostradamus for October as well to get even bigger messages. All right, so stay tuned for those. But trust in yourself and your ability to change everything in your life to what you want it to be. And don't feel guilty about it. In fact, feel proud of yourself for making those changes, even when nobody thought you could do it. Really be able to just say, you know what? I did it, and I don't even care if you recognize it as well. You're about to receive acknowledgement. The world is going to receive acknowledgement for what it's been through. This may have taken time to arrive Again, we know that. We've seen it. We've known it behind the scenes. But let's just keep moving forward anyway. Trusting the entire time. The right thing happens at the right time, and we will be in the right place at the right time as well. Okay? Allow yourself to receive. You don't always have to give to receive. Allow yourself to receive. Place yourself in protection daily, and trust that your angels and guides and loved ones, ancestors are completely on your side, even if your immediate family are turning on you, or turning away from you. You don't need them because you've already got a massive team supporting you. I know it's hard though in that transitory stage. Trust in yourself, you're worth it. Okay, talk to you real soon. Let me know what you think. Sending much love. Hope to see you at these courses, and bye for now.